What's up? Oh, the live show. Live show this week in Nebraska. We will be in Lincoln, Nebraska at what's the theater called? Our producer does not know, and neither does myself. It's somewhere downtown, you know?
Yeah, I would like to get ahead of something. Give y'all a week in advance. I will not be at the live show. For those of you purchasing tickets, I will not be there. I have my engagement party back in Greenville, so I will not be there. Continue.
And for everybody wondering, we did not get the invite to that engagement party. JP's like, hey, I don't think I can make this trip to the spring tour. My engagement party's happening. It's like, you kind of know where you fall as a friend. I guess it is just business with this man.
That's a lie.
I know. I do hate that you're not going. Nebraska's like
The best spot.
Clearly I'm biased, but I enjoy. It's so much fun. I love going back to Nebraska. And on Friday, there's going to be a coaches clinic. Bill Belichick will be in attendance. He'll be doing he'll be speaking at the end of the coaches clinic. But I'm kind of getting like I kind of want to be at the clinic so I can just listen to everybody kind of talk ball and everything else. I feel like there's a void that's starting to fester up a little bit more personally about being outside of ball and being removed. And I'm kind of getting the itch of like, you know, wanting to, like, I'm asking Coach Rule, what is your meeting schedule with the players? Because I would love to like sit in on the meetings and listen to some coaching and try to get some like just like be in it. You know what I mean? I kind of like miss it. And another, like off of that too, a new pod I've enjoyed that I know nothing about. I know nothing about the game of basketball, but I'm a big fan of JJ Reddick and his new podcast, Mind the Game with LeBron James. I've listened to those couple episodes, and really I've just listened to the front end of the episodes where he goes over the terminology and kind of the X's and O's of playing the game and everything else. And it's just giving me a little it's giving me that itch to like want to be in it a little bit more. And honestly, to the point, and I would love to know your guys' take on this as well, who people watching, leaving a comment to let me know your advice, but how people would feel like if I kind of did like a terminology, did some whiteboard stuff. Because the problem I've always had with like doing the X's and O's of football for everybody else is like JJ and LeBron, they get the copyright stuff. They get to use the footage. Like, I don't think we're able to use the footage of the NFL in any capacity, or you kind of get nixed on YouTube. But if we're able to use the way JJ does such a good job, like, presenting and opening up and transitioning and just the production level. He's somebody I've always kind of followed to, to get tips on. He does such a good job communicating with everybody and like teaching the game. And I feel like it'd be really cool just from a perspective of whether it's defense or he sits with LeBron and basketball too. You're able to kind of know every position 1 through 5, somebody like JJ. But if I were to, whether it's sit with a person, a safety, a corner, an offensive lineman, a tight end, to kind of give all of the different angles of, say, like beginner fundamental X's and O's. I just think it'd be cool. What would you guys think about that?
I would say
in your expert opinion.
I think it's cool, and I think that we definitely should, like, to me, watching JJ Reddick and LeBron James do it together is awesome because LeBron James is at least a top 3 player of all time. Mm-hmm. Doing this piece of content with JJ Reddick, who, I mean, obviously had a great career, but at the end of the day, he's just another guy that played in the NBA.
But he was still, I mean, he's so well known because of his college years, and he played like, 12 years in the NBA? So.
For sure. But in the history of the NBA, JJ Reddick's not a name that's going to be, it's not like some crazy name.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, as you're thinking about it, and I know I'm, like, if I'm JJ Reddick, when he's coming up with this idea, it's probably crazy in his head. Like, man, it would be sick if I could get LeBron to do it. So I would say, sit in your seat. You think of a guy that's retired right now. It'd be sick if Tom Brady would do it.
That would be sick.
And I think it's achievable.
Yeah. What I think JJ's done so well at is, as he's grown, he's obviously, I'm going to say better, but not as like a disrespectful thing. I think he's in the 1% of like 2 professions, right? Or 3, I guess. You got the podcasting world where he has his own business there. He's got the media world where he's on ESPN, the basketball world where he's in the top 1% of that. But he's done so well in his post-basketball career to where he stayed in such an X's and O's part of the game, because he goes viral from being on ESPN and being like upset over fans talking about this. Like, do we care about basketball? And, all the intricate details of basketball, because he's obsessed with that kind of stuff. And I feel like he's done a great job of establishing himself there to where he has that credibility And I guess that's just maybe like knocking myself down, but I feel like LeBron's known who he is. Like me, I feel like, yeah, does Tom Brady follow me on Twitter? Yes. But to sit there and to get in something like that, I agree with you. I think that would be incredible because I think what's happening for JJ or what's happened with him now, you get LeBron because you know you're going to get millions of views and everybody's going to tune in because LeBron doesn't just do anything. And so he's sitting one-on-one with JJ talking through stuff. That's where they kind of have the footage and everything else. Maybe the Tom would be a play because he's
I'm just saying, if you go for it, I would encourage you to go big.
I love that. And that fires me up.
Yeah.
Because you are right. I'm thinking of like different avenues because a quarterback would be the right move. Say it's like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady. Boys, if you're listening, I would love to talk some ball with you. But yeah,
go big.
You're right. What's the saying? Shoot for the moon.
Shoot for the moon. You'll land amongst the stars.
Yes, sir.
It's our light, not our darkness, that most stuff frightens us.
Yeah.
Come on.
I appreciate that, and it means even more because you're in that polo, coming fresh off church for the Easter.
Man, I'll tell you this though.
What?
I had this shirt on inside out all of church. And I had to get,
and nobody noticed.
No, that's what pissed me off. And I had to go. I went to the bathroom.
Hey, for everybody listening, JP, he doesn't cuss either. He's got a little half word in there. You could tell he was upset when he says that.
Well, dude, I went to the bathroom towards the end, and I looked in the mirror. I was like, no shot. I couldn't see my buttons. I was like, oh no, I can't go back in there because I know the people behind me probably saying stuff like, hey, you see his shirt? So I waited.
Nudging.
I was in the very back for the rest of the service. Then finally I walked over to my friends. I actually saw Walker Zimmerman.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Nashville.
Shout out the boy Walker.
He was walking by with his kid, and he was like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? I was like, good, man. You won't believe what just happened to me. He's like, why are you standing out here? I was like, shirt was inside out the whole time. Just now realized it. I was like, nobody said a word in there.
Walking up on you, you're just smoking a cigarette. Hey man, you good? What you doing? You don't know what just happened there, man.
So yeah, that's why I'm in this polo. Never again.
Never again. But yeah, and for that last conversation, would love to know what you guys would think because I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm almost like itching to get into some more football content and like trying to figure out like how to do it, especially if we'd be able to use like footage to break stuff down. And I don't know if it's like remember when Orlovsky would be a lot of fun to sit down with.
He would be good.
He would be really good with that stuff. But when he was I was seeing his thing last week where he was giving flowers to Peter Schrager and then McAfee on the McAfee show. But he would just record like his iPad. Like I wonder if that's something where we would get in trouble doing that. I'm not
Baldinger.
Baldy breakdowns. But again, he's somebody that works with the network. So I just get curious if that's like you kind of like get a pass for doing something like you get the copyright stuff or you're allowed to do it because you're like on staff in the media.